teams. Aggies making a statement.
And this punt is going to, you can't even dream it up. I mean, are you kidding me? By Tyler White, the punter, as if he's got a joystick controller in his hand and just went hard left.
And it's going to be a fade to the corner, though, to Smith. Oh, he one-handed it again. How many times is this kid going to do this year? He's in the backfield with Will Howard. He's going to throw for it, though, to the corner, and it's caught. Agbuka again. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Second and goal. Holstein, end zone. Touchdown. Sincerely reels it in.
Beck. High throw. Caught by Dominic Lovett.
Ferguson in motion. Gabriel running behind Ferguson. Gabriel in. Touchdown. He feels fine, thank you. Thanks.
Handoff. And Bonner to the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Oh, wow.
Look at that! The shiftiness, the greatness. Jalen, you're special Jackson.
There's Le'Veon Moss, and A&M just keeps rolling. Look at big Le'Veon Moss. He's going to house it to open up the second half.
Looking at 2nd and 9 for Clemson. Klubnik with plenty of time. Found his man in the seam. It's caught. Williams, touchdown, Clemson.
325 pounds, and a direct snap it to him again, and Pegues, oh, nifty move with the feet, and into the end zone for the touchdown.
4th and 2. Horvath, it's a reverse. It's Kent, and it's open field, and it's gonna be a touchdown, Navy.
3rd down to the end zone, leaping, and that is a touchdown. What a play by Fields. Mertz to hands to Johnson. Johnson stayed on his feet. Touchdown. Wow.
Bowman a clean pocket. Nowhere to go. Bowman scrambles, pressured, and just lobs it up. And on the sideline, that is intercepted.
A delayed handoff to Allison. Met just shy of the goal line, but he keeps his feet moving. Touchdown, Indiana. 4-man rush. And it flushes Shuck out of the pocket. He's got one-on-one. Breaking free is Brooks. Ja'Cory Brooks. Touchdown.
3rd and 5. Holstein, the other direction, and it's intercepted by North Carolina. Caleb Koss.
From the jump, God gave me a vision when I was a little kid, and He don't let that any promises in this God's time. I'm super thankful for guys like Eli Sowers. Man, that kid's incredible. The red varsity, look at this. Vandy, we're fucking hurt. Literally from
These people don't give a shit.
Who's giving them the business?
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's gonna go into the end zone. He's gonna goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back. It's gonna win the football.
it's going to be to the goal line. It's going to be gone. It's a touchdown. And the Gators have won the game.
50, to the 40, over Whitfield, 30, to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown FSU.
What's up, Justin?
What is
up? How we doing?
Doing great, dude. Week 7, college football extravaganza. We skipped a week because
Took a bye week.
yeah,
Took a bye
we
week.
did take a bye week. We had to. I had to move in, and we tried to set this up. We have a new setup. It's gonna get better. We have posters and shit to hang up. We're in a new place, but
Brown walls.
with brown walls, super brown walls. They said you can't paint them. We like it brown. I said I like my walls like I like my women. Brown. That's right. All right, how you doing? How we doing, guys? All right, we got 6 people joining us together. Welcome to College Football Extravaganza. Hop in the chat. We will read chats. We're going over week 6 first. So, I mean, huge week, buddy.
I mean,
Huge fucking week.
This is definitely going to be trap week of the year. I don't see it you getting a better week of upsets and games than what we got today. Now, this upcoming week is what we looked at this like going preseason. We looked through the weeks, like week 7. Oh my God, that slate is intense. So many great games that we're going to be talking about later on. But week 6, oh my gosh, I mean, it just couldn't get any better. And you had some great comebacks. You had some massive upsets. You had 2 sets of goalposts getting torn down and put into rivers. I mean, overall,
One set of goalposts. I don't remember when Vandy ever was able to tear the goalposts down. I mean,
it never happened.
That's what I'm saying.
So the SEC fined Arkansas and Vanderbilt $350,000 total. Arkansas, they were fined $250 because it's a repeat offense. Vandy was a first time offense, so they got $100,000.
Wow.
They've never done it before because they're Vandy.
There you go. I mean, first win over a top 5 team. They were 0-64, 0-63 or something like that. So, you know what? I lost money. That game lost me $140-something.
You know, it's so weird. I was like making my evening parlays, and I saw the odds shoot up on a parlay. I was like, you know, how you'll put those minus 1,200 games as like, oh, that'll just like give me like $5 more, or you know, it helped my odds. And my odds went from like 5,000 to 50, and when I submitted it, and I was like looking through, I was like, oh my God, it's such a vanity to win. I was like, well, that parlay's cooked. And then that was the first one I hit. I was like, I might be riding home.
You hit one on there? Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, if I was able to hit that, that'd been crazy though.
See, I just threw Alabama as my last leg.
That's what you do.
On that time, I bet that time slot and like a 4-leg or 5-leg parlay. I threw Georgia in there, threw Alabama in there. Wrong day to throw favorites in there. I mean, it was Miami should have went down, in my opinion.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I'm going off the high of the day, getting in bed. You know, I keep up with that score. I was like, damn, they're down. And then I see in the third quarter, 38-18. I'm like, that game's over. I wake up. I never got a notification like upset. Miami got upset. That score 39-38. My eyes about popped out of my head. I was like, this is crazy, man. Like, what happened in this game? Like, Cal just literally fell flat on its face, which at home in Berkeley.
I can tell you what happened. Every single game that there was like a comeback on, it's because I bet them. As soon as I bet them, as soon as they start coming back, you should be like, oh, Robert bet on Cal, obviously, to win this ball game. Because as soon as I bet on them, Miami starts coming back. And as soon as I bet on Alabama, they lose to Vandy. That's the week. That's what happened this week with me. I shit the bed. The only game I won money on was the SMU Louisville game.
So I won money Friday night. I did Michigan State to cover, which that was a bad beat because they kicked the field goal with like a 45-yard field goal down like 20, 30 something, whatever, and I put them to cover. But I also bet Syracuse to beat UNLV. That was a crazy game. Now,
that was an insane game on a Friday night.
For what you want from a Friday night game, you want some good football, and they delivered.
So I was on a date with a girl, and and we were at the Wisteria, and we were watching. Like, she's not like a football girl. And then we're sitting at the bar facing this way. That game's going on behind me. As a matter of fact, I'll click on that game right now. That was pretty wild. We were all rooting for UNLV, right?
Yeah.
All rooting for UNLV.
Because I was making money on that.
Well, there you go. Syracuse, you know, just gets back into the game, gets into overtime. I mean, they had the momentum going into overtime, so we were like, "Oh, this doesn't look good, but maybe UNLV can pull it out." And then they get stopped. They get stopped first drive, have to kick that field goal, and I was like, "That's it. Syracuse got this game." But what an exciting way to start off the week. That was crazy.
I mean, I thought that game was.
I mean, look at these odds. Look at these odds. Right before OT, the odds. I guess they're kind of win probability was UNLV 100%, and then it shifts to Syracuse 100%.
It was a crazy game, and as an Ohio State fan, camera there. As an Ohio State guy, Kyle McCord couldn't win a pressure game. And then he comes out for Syracuse, and he's just toasted every team. He's like in the Heisman odds. And then you see his game versus UNLV. Guys throwing picks in pure pressure and high pressure situations. And it's like, nah, that's the guy that we wanted on. Like, now you're back to you. Like, whenever it gets tough, like, you show your true colors. And that's what he did. And
I mean, I think you got to hand it to him. He's improved. I mean, he was a freshman for Ohio State?
He's a freshman, but he's not really doing it. Like, he puts up decent stats versus decent teams. But when it plays a really good team, it falls apart.
I think he's still young. I think he's still got a ways to go. All right, we're gonna music. I don't know what kind of music's going on here.
Intense, real quick.
I don't know what we're getting. It got super intense for a second. All right, so the big game that we're all kind of shook up about. Like I mean, Alabama went down. Kalen DeBoer brought his kids into Vandy, a place that Nick Saban said was the only tough place not to play in the SEC. Yeah. And lost. Not only lost, Vanderbilt looked like they were ready for Alabama.
It was weird because so I've seen this happen so many times that you'll randomly get a team go up big, like go up a couple scores in the first quarter on a team that's really good. Just catch them on their heels, and you see them go up 13-0. Now, I will say this. In Saban's entire time at Alabama, he only allowed 13 total points combined. And
against Vandy? Wow.
And they came out, went up 13-0 like that in the first 7 minutes, as you're seeing right there. And so I'm thinking, like, I see the game, like, okay, they're going to come back. And then you kind of see them. They keep making big plays. They keep, that's like a 30-yard play.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big touchdown. Oh, that's another turnover. I'm like, no, they're competing. Like they're not just, they're actually in this game right now. But I've liked Vandy because I like.
Well, they're up 40-28 there. Yeah. I was like, there's no way Alabama's going to be able to pull it off. But I was like, if any team's going to be able to pull it off.
Weren't they up like 19-0 or something, or 20-0 or something? Like, I don't know.
I think it was like 20. It ended up being like 23 to like 7 at one point.
Right here, you got 27. Yeah, it was 23-7. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You see that game, and it's crazy because you can't be mad at DeBoer. Like, he just came off and beat Georgia, so the guy can compete and play the big games. He just got caught. He just got caught sleeping and wasn't playing his best game. So when you think about that, that's going to put you in a place as a Bama fan. It's like, I mean, Saban lost to UNLM his first year, Every coach that has a winning record at Bama lost to a group of 5 in their first year, except for DeBoer. But he did lose to Vanderbilt, which I can think is about the equivalent of a group of 5 and Power 5 ball. Up until this year. I mean, Pavia's a good guy.
Pavia is, and his idol's Johnny Manziel. He rocks the 2 from Johnny Manziel. So that's pretty wild. Like, I like him. Do you think he stays?
Well, he transferred from New Mexico. Took him to the Conference USA Championship, won it. Plays great ball.
Yeah. I
mean, the guy has never had offers or anything. Played JUCO. Like, he had baseball scholarships, but he wanted to play football. He's like,
he looks calm, cool, and collected here. Look at that. He's taking hits still in the pocket. He's not shooken.
Virginia Tech, you saw that game.
Yeah, They came back on him.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they won.
Yeah.
They won in overtime, and it was all because of him. Like, you're seeing him, the way he runs the ball and everything. I was like, they got a stud back there under center. Like, that guy's good. Yeah, this game was fun. It's cool to see that. It's cool to see Vanderbilt actually have an atmosphere going on, having fun. You're seeing fans like
Getting turned. Yeah.
like that's crazy. It's Vanderbilt.
I saw a meme. It was like of the Vandy fan that was alone in the stands after I think an Alabama ass whooping. He was just sitting there.
I saw that guy's
defeated,
profile,
and it was like this is for that guy. This win is for that guy.
So I found that guy's Instagram, and he posted that picture, and then he posted the Alabama score, and he put in the caption said "Revenge arc completed."
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yes, you got your time.
So thanks for those highlights from who's this? I want to give him credit. Make sure to give him credit. Oh, that's ESPN bet. This is gonna get copyright for sure. But but check this out. First time in history here. Throwing the goalpost into the river, son. Look at all those
Vanderbilt did the unthinkable, beating the #1 Alabama Crimson Tide 40-35.
They're just kind of hanging there.
And after the game, fans threw the goalpost into the Cumberland River.
Low tide, no
they
tide,
went down
baby.
West End Avenue, down Lower Broadway, and dumped.
Down Broadway, yeah. The feeds were going crazy.
And of all times, it's like you're in Nashville, you're on Broadway. It's like it's peak Nashville season, in my opinion. Like, I feel like this time of year is peak Nashville season, especially with all the fall weddings getting ready to happen. There's like
so many bachelor.
Yeah.
What are they doing? And then they go, Vandy fucking turn, Vandy fucking turn, baby. Robert Mayfield says he's got a lot of talent. You got to coach that team to focus for a weak opponent. That's true. Do they dip off that? That's what I have them. Surprise! I have them as a lock this week. They're dogs. They're 14-point dogs.
Vandy?
Yeah, Vandy this week.
Kentucky?
Yeah. So I mean, I like that, but we'll get to that in a second. Thanks for joining us, Rob. Let's see. New Mexico State beat Auburn 2 years ago. Is that the Pavia effect? Pavia effect. That's what we're gonna call it.
No, I think it was last year they beat Auburn.
I want to say it was last year because Auburn lost to New Mexico.
It was a bad game for them.
Yeah, it was a bad game. And then they near about beat Alabama last year. I think that's right. But maybe it was 2 years ago. Sometimes these games blend together. But so good job, Vandy. Keep it on a winning streak there. If you're Alabama, what are you thinking now? If you're an Alabama fan, if you're the team, was this just a trap game? Are we calling it a trap game after that big win against Georgia?
They're all trap. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like there's so many trap games this year.
Alabama's still good.
Correct.
They're still good.
They're still contenders. They're still going to play ball. Like, I mean, it's like Florida versus LSU this year. If like LSU's coming off a wicked hard schedule, going to the swamp, that's a trap game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a trap game for the making, especially like Tennessee. They face Oklahoma, first top 25 matchup of the year, win that game handily. Then they go to Arkansas, get caught. Trap game. You got Michigan. They're running up the ranks a little bit. Head into Washington, one of the toughest places to play. Trap game. Get caught. Same with USC. They're working their way up. Miller Moss, he's a stud. Go against Minnesota. I said this one. My buddy, he's like texting me about his parlays and everything, and he's like, give me USC versus Minnesota. I'm like, I don't know about that one, man. He's like, why not? I was like, PJ Fleck, these are the games that he'll win. It's not when he's playing the best team, but it's when he's playing a good team that he'll catch you off guard and he'll coach a better game than whoever's across the sidelines. And he'll beat you. And as
they're getting Big Ten. USC is getting Big Ten right now this year.
Oh yeah,
they're getting out physical for sure on all aspects of the ball. Big win by Minnesota though. I mean, good job. But USC's got to get it together. I mean, they still have to play Notre Dame at some point, I think.
But
so
I will say this: there was a problem with the Alabama game, and that was Malachi Moore. Seeing him, dude,
lose his shit.
He's their defensive captain. He's a great player.
Kicks the ball
after the ref spots it.
Throws his mouthpiece Before that,
I mean, that's bad, man. Really, really, really
Nick
bad.
Saban would have his ball sack in a vice.
I mean, that's the thing, man. We're seeing, like, you saw Bama. Like, Bama's having more fun, but here's where the problem rolls is you don't have the discipline that Saban enforced. Like, cool, you're having more fun, but you're not as disciplined.
Yeah, definitely losing some discipline. Definitely, because like I said, he would have had his balls in a vice this week. He would have been like, no, you take the loss on the chin. Even any Alabama team loss, that's, any time Alabama loses, it's a big loss for them. Everything's on the line. I've never seen anyone on a Nick Saban team lose their cool like that.
No.
And he was having to round people up in the chaos of the field being rushed too. Like I saw some videos from there too. Yeah. Good job, Joey. That's another thing. They saw he was getting heated and they sent a backup to go put him in. They were trying to bring him on. He said, "Fuck you. I'm staying on the field." Just complete meltdown. Optics don't look good, but like Joey said, if Vandy can beat Alabama, or if Auburn can beat Alabama last year, his Noles, okay, never mind. Not like you said, his Noles would have been in the playoffs. Yeah, your Noles would have been in the playoffs last year if they could have beat Alabama, but Jalen Milroe hit that last-minute touchdown, dude. I was at a wedding when that happened. People went absolutely insane. But what I was trying to say is, if Vandy can beat Bama, that should give the Noles hope to beat someone this year. I mean, they beat Cal.
Yeah,
Miami had a tough time against Cal.
They got rolled by SMU, though.
They did get rolled by SMU. FSU's still not good, but they looked a little bit better under Brock Glenn, to me.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Whatever.
Yeah. We'll let Joey come back next week and talk about FSU.
I'm just going to say whatever.
Yeah.
I don't.
But we're going to talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes because now they are up there. I think probably going to be number 2 this week. Yeah, so number 2 this week. Had a good win against Iowa. It's a good, solid win. Started off a little slow. Jeremiah Smith is real. He is real.
Jeremiah Smith's real. Ryan Williams is real. Like
Ryan Williams is super real. It's still everyone says he's 17. But
Jeremiah Smith's above him in Heisman odds, to my knowledge, but Jeremiah Smith's real.
That last play where he just one-handed it and stiff-armed the guy out of the way, it's like, get out of here. Like, that is insane athleticism.
I will say this, like Ohio State, they look great. It's been good ball, and I'm excited to see what else comes to them. But yeah, man, like this is I mean, they also covered. I don't think the only game they haven't covered, I think, is Marshall. I think. And so they've been handling their teams pretty well.
Because what's Marshall's record against the spread?
5-0. 5-0.
So paying attention.
Bet the damn herd. Don't bet LSU because they are like 1-4 now. But bet the fucking herd, man. Them boys, they're playing good ball right now. I'll say this, Braylon, if you know me, we're talking on Marshall. I know this is just a little. Let me get my Marshall 30-second side piece in, and we can keep rolling.
Okay.
But Marshall, they're playing great ball. Started off 1-0 in conference play last week with a good, solid win, and you're seeing them play good ball. So they had been playing Stone Earl. That's the guy that had been playing versus Virginia Tech and Ohio State, and I didn't really care for him because he's not really a great passer. Comes out last week, not really a great game. They put Braylon Braxton in. He does awesome. And then again, this most previous week, goes out, puts up 5 touchdowns. Sun Belt Player of the Week. Love seeing it. Guy can run. Guy can throw. I mean, he led the team in rushing yards, like 140 on the ground with 2 touchdowns, like through 3 touchdown passes as well. He's a stud, and I'm excited. I'm going to Huntington next week. I got college football on my slate, man. Saturday, I'm going to LSU Ole Miss.
Yeah. Nice.
Amped. Dude, it's going to be a night. First night game in Baton Rouge. I couldn't be any more stoked. Second off, going
this Saturday you're going?
This Saturday.
Damn it. We should have got koozies made so you could pass them out. We need college football extravaganza koozies.
How fast can we do that?
I don't know. We could see. I'll throw some money in on it.
I mean, they can't cost that much.
But you can pass them out at Marshall. We get some I bet Marshall is waiting for like a people to cover
like
Marshall.
If we support, I mean, dude, with all the stuff that
the herd.
Yeah. I'm the native. What are you talking about?
The herd podcast.
But then I'm going to Georgia State Marshall next week. I got college football on my slate, man. I'm amped. I'm ready.
It's going to be good. I was supposed to go to the UCF game, but I had to stay here because I started moving in. So, unfortunately, would have been a good game to go to, talking about my Gators. We'll talk about them in a second. But Robert Mayfield says, y'all putting any stock on Oregon's so-called rejuvenated defense? I think that's more for this week. So how we do the show, we do a breakdown of the previous week, then we go on to the next week. But I think it's going to be a good game against Ohio State.
I think this will be the game of the year.
For the Big Ten.
For Big Ten.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we saw the game of the year 2 weeks ago with Georgia and Bama. But Oregon, Ohio State, they might come out. I mean, really, when you're looking at the schedule in the preseason, you were thinking the game of the year is going to be somewhere in this week 7 with the slate that you have. And you have Red River, you have Ohio, Oregon, and you have LSU, Ole Miss. Three games that are just way off the charts. I mean, right now college football is going crazy after last week, and so just seeing what's going to happen, it's going to be so much fun.
Another team went down this weekend, not named Alabama, but also in the top 10, and they're from Tennessee. They're called the Volunteers, and they got a big head.
They got Rocky topped.
In
Fayetteville.
They are Rocky Bottom now. That was surprising to me. You're going to let Sam Pittman walk all over you with his fat ass. And here's why I don't like it. Because if Tennessee wins this game, maybe my Gators have a chance next week. Maybe it's a trap game. Now they are not.
Florida was supposed to be a trap game. They were a trap game last year.
Yeah.
Got them good. Got them so good that they were throwing hands on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were throwing hands.
Squaring
up.
But, this game was funny to me. And there was a particular Tennessee fan that was chirping to some of my Bama fans after that game. And I was like, there's one rule in college football, and it's unwritten. Mm-hmm. But you don't chirp until the day's over. Because if your game ain't happened, you don't chirp a team's loss until your game's done. And that's the bottom line, because
it's kind of like whenever if the other team does this, like if the other team does the gator chop because they score a touchdown and it's early on in the game, you just don't do that because they're going to come back. You don't do the Seminole chop if you're not on the Seminoles unless you just got it in the bag, you know?
Yeah, don't.
You wait to the end. Big old storm the field here. So they fined Arkansas for that. By the way, didn't mention, they did fine Vandy, but some firefighters took the goalpost out of the river so that they could raise funds to pay the fine.
Do you see how much they're charging for stuff from this game?
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine.
They're charging, for a piece of the goalpost, like an 8-inch piece of the goalpost, they're charging like $1,200.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's actually...
I mean, I get it. But here's my thing with... Okay, so Nashville, great city to be in if you're a college kid.
I don't think so, man.
I think it's a great city.
I think big cities are the worst college towns.
Okay, so college towns are college towns, right? Like Gainesville's a college town. Tallahassee's a college town. But then you got places like Miami, Nashville, L.A., all these bigger cities that, some of them have blue bloods, some of them don't. I think NIL is going to even things out. I think it's already evening things out.
You see Miami.
Yeah.
I mean, Miami was the first team that came to mind when...
I'm just talking about just in general, NIL has evened the playing field out to me.
They can.
But bigger cities have much more money to throw around to me because you get the potential, the ceiling's so high for big cities like that. The alumni, big schools like that, I think it's out of this world how good they can do. And I hope that it doesn't take away from true college towns. Oh, we almost lost it. Lost a mic. Okay, but Arkansas, they got him again. Tennessee walks in there ranked number 4. They lose. I mean, bro, this is chaos for the SEC because now you have multiple teams with one loss who we're looking at like a pretty open schedule. We're talking about Missouri, lost to Texas A&M. We'll get to them in a second. Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, all with one loss on their records. Oh, you're stacking it up. I don't know. Okay.
Looking good.
Yeah. We're gonna get this figured out.
Looking good. It's that's the thing about production. There's a lot of jiggy rigging that's got to happen to make a successful broadcast, and
Jiggy rigging.
that's what we're doing.
How long before NIL gets cap? It's gonna happen because it's just inevitable.
Well, I mean, because
I don't like it. I don't like it though.
after the Slugga, what's his name? Matt Sluka.
Yeah.
After that situation, that's where legal matters are going to have to start coming in. You're going to have to find some sort of contracts for these systems because it's kind of just been all over the place. It's kind of just been crazy.
Angle that mic more towards you. I'm getting a
little fuzzy.
Yeah. So we won't go over these highlights, but Georgia takes care of business against Auburn, but not really in a fashion that you would have liked to see for an Auburn team that's been struggling. A Georgia team who was number 1 coming into the season. Georgia, I'm not going to say they're not that good. They're obviously a good football team, obviously top 10 football team, but they're just not explosive. They're not built to be able to come back. I don't think a Kirby Smart team has been built to make a major comeback. Like, if they were down by 2-3 possessions, I'm like, that's not good if you're a Georgia guy. They did come back against Alabama a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like,
they did come back against them, but then, like, to me, just traditionally, that's not what the offense wants to do. If you're asking me what a Georgia football team wants to do, they want to play defense, run the ball, control the clock, keep it out of the hands of other offenses. That's what they want to do, to me. But I don't know. This win is a good win to get back on track if you're Georgia. But it doesn't really tell me much.
Auburn's just a punching bag for the SEC this year. It's pretty laughable.
Until they play Alabama. Then they'll be like, okay, we're here.
Yeah. See how that one rolls.
It's going to roll Tide, probably. It's going to roll Tide, probably. All right. Penn State, UCLA. Penn State crushes them 27-11. That's crushing in Penn State fashion. Drew Aller throws for 237 yards. I was not gonna lie, I was busy watching the Alabama Vanderbilt game during this. Busy watching other games.
Penn State's been quiet.
Penn State has been quiet. They got a game this week, which we'll talk about. Probably one of their bigger games. It's probably the biggest game they've had all season long this week.
I mean, Illinois was a top 25 matchup.
Yeah, no, I take that. I forgot they played Illinois. Illinois was top 25 matchup, and not a bad football team either. But
I mean, you might. Oof. So wait, have they done their whiteout game yet?
I don't know. Let's see.
You know, always annoying.
Maybe it was against Illinois. Maybe the whiteout game was against Illinois.
That's sissy. That's sissy stuff, man. Because like. They never say, like, they got Ohio State coming.
You got to do Ohio State.
But they never do. They try to make the fans happy with the whiteout game instead of making it using it as a weapon. It's like you have the whiteout game is like the biggest weapon that is not on the field in college football. You get that whiteout game at Happy Valley, that's the biggest weapon to use to your ability. So use it for your game that you're going to need it the most. But no, they're trying to put it against a team that they know they're going to win. So that, there's like, they have this tradition that you win the whiteout game. Like it's a homecoming game or some shit.
Yeah.
No, use that thing versus Ohio State, man.
You got to. And they might not have done it yet. I mean,
I think they did it versus Illinois.
I thought they did too, but I'm not sure. And then, I mean, you gotta go to USC. USC's not as good as we thought. But, then again, trap game. If you're Penn State, that's trap game. They struggled against Bowling Green. They're sitting at number 4. They got to tighten up. To me, down this schedule, you're looking at USC, not an easy place to go in the Coliseum. You're going to Camp Randall at Wisconsin. I mean, Alabama took care of them, but you're not Alabama. Then you got Ohio State, Washington, and then it kind of chills out a little bit. Washington beats Michigan this week. I had Michigan winning.
That
was wild.
I didn't bet Minnesota, USC, or Washington, Michigan, because those games were weird to me. I was like not feeling it. Like Vegas had Washington favor, and everyone's like, "Why the hell is unranked Washington favor versus number 10 Michigan?" Well, lo and behold, Vegas doing their things.
They know, yeah, they know what they're doing. Obviously, here, Texas A&M is, I think they're getting into Mike Elko's era. This was a very, very good-looking Texas A&M team on Saturday. Missouri is not a bad football team. Texas A&M puts up 41 points. Connor Wegman looked the best he's looked all season.
Yeah, I got given to him there. That was a good game for the kid.
Throws 18 for 22 for 276 yards. I mean, they out-physicaled Missouri, and I think they were favorites, even though they were ranked below Missouri. I think they were favorites coming into this game, but not by this much. I mean, 41-10. I did not even come close to seeing that coming. It's concerning. If I have Texas A&M on my schedule, if I'm one of these other teams, not really Mississippi State. Mississippi State's just going to get shellacked this whole season. But LSU, South Carolina, I mean, at the end of the year, if Texas A&M wins out, you're looking at a Texas A&M rivalry that we haven't seen in years.
That looks great. Now,
I want that to happen.
I want it to happen too. I'll give you a scenario that we should want to happen more. America should want this scenario to happen. Army and Navy are 5-0.
Oh, yeah.
They're 5-0. Here's what we have right now. You can get Army Navy. Let's say they run the table.
Mm-hmm.
Magic, as they should. Really, Army Navy's 7-0 because we're 2-0 in World Wars. So they're 7-0 right now, meaning that they should be in the top 4 in college football.
It's not bad logic, honestly.
No, I don't think it is. But I will say this. Let's say they run the table theoretically. Like this is just throwing out some theories. You can get it to where we get Army Navy in the AAC Conference Championship. Great. One was going to take a loss.
Mm-hmm.
What's the week after?
Army Navy game.
Army Navy game. You can get back-to-back weeks of Army Navy game. And they're playing for a spot in the college football playoffs.
Yeah.
That would be the most watched game ever. I'm telling you, if Army and Navy are playing for a spot in the college football playoff, I think that beats what Georgia and Alabama put up. That was the most watched regular season game of all time. I think that game gets more views.
Well, they say this is like the first time they've both been 5-0 since like
The 1940s,
Yeah.
type B.
Like I think it was 1945, like
Yeah.
when World War II was like winding down. When the boys were coming back.
Boys came back, played ball. They were. I've seen some things.
When they were coming back. How bad does this make Jimbo look? Ooh.
I mean,
also, Mizzou sucks. Maybe A&M is legit. Yeah, Mizzou's not as good as we thought they were going to be coming into the season. They definitely have struggled. They struggled against Vandy, who Vandy looks better now. They struggled against a couple other teams too.
Yeah, you got to agree with that one.
I think it's kind of both, right? I think A&M's going to get better. I love Mike Elko as a head coach. So I think Texas A&M is on its way up, and Missouri's kind of on their normal trajectory of just going up. It's Missouri, That's who they are.
Lost my camera.
Oh, you're good. I'll switch it here. All right. Moving on. I mean, I don't want to spend too much more time on this week, but we have to because there's so many crazy games.
I mean, this is going to be the week of the year.
Yeah. Dude, USC loses to Minnesota. We went over that. I did win money on the Ole Miss South Carolina game. So that was nice on Ole Miss winning, but lost on the over. So South Carolina, still holding on to some defense there. Just couldn't really do it like you'd want them to. But I mean, if I'm a South Carolina fan, what do you want?
Yeah.
What are you asking for here? You're playing a tough schedule. I don't know, dude. That win against Kentucky was surprising to me for South Carolina. So they're still on my radar to kind of do something crazy this season. Like, they could pull off a win that you're not expecting. Justin trying to fix his camera here. All right. Joey's not here, our resident Florida State fan. Joey is in the chat. Blame Juice Wells. We'll blame Juice Wells for South Carolina's woes. No, just plug it in. Yeah. You might need might be the computer, might need to charge that up.
Let me figure it out.
They still got you audioly, and we have your picture still on here. We could just do it like this. Have you looking concerned?
Oh,
that's
great.
fine. So you're still on here, technically, so that's fine. So FSU, DJU was hurt this week, so Brock Glenn gets to start. Starts off slow, but also Clemson started off slow. I think it was still 0-0 near the end of the first quarter, and then Clemson had that that crazy touchdown pass where they made both of the FSU defenders collide and fall. That was like some Three Stooges kind of shit there. But this FSU team, to me, and what I saw in the game, Brocktober's right. Yeah. Looked better. Looked like it flowed better. Joey Two Guns, tell me if you think I'm right. It looked like they were more comfortable as a team with Brock Glenn at the helm. But again, drop passes by these wide receivers. Like, it's insane how many drop passes FSU's had this entire year. All the wide receiver coach should be doing is running catch the fucking ball drills. That's all he should be doing. Like, the defensive backs are catching. That's what they should say. They should say, if you don't catch the ball this week, you're moved to defensive back. I don't know what they'll do with the tight end. Make him offensive lineman or a defensive end or something, because it's just been hurting the team the whole year. Joey says it's not good. Still not good. I was too busy watching the Florida Gators win. Simple as that. I was too busy watching the Florida Gators win. I don't get to say that much this year. I am going to say it as much as I can say it. We are not the worst team in Florida.
Yeah, this is true.
Not the worst team in Florida. Beat UCF 24-13. Fun fact, last time Gus Malzahn came to the Swamp, Auburn 2019, beat Gus Malzahn 24-13 as well.
Oh, no.
It's a curse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so get a better coach, UCF. They suck. No, okay, but Florida looks good here and there. They do this thing where they... Okay, wait, hang on. Back to FSU. Before we get to the Gators, we got to go back to FSU real quick, because you got Duke. You got Duke this week. Oh, no, I guess you had a bye.
Huh?
Duke hasn't,
Duke has.
Florida State has a bye. So October 18th, they play Duke. FSU had a bye like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The schedule's stupid. Yeah, I agree. So what is the issue at FSU? I think Mayfield's hitting it. Robert Mayfield's hitting it on the head right now.
Thank God.
Are you back?
Dude, I'm back.
You're kind of back.
Golly, that was horrendous.
Yeah, you're definitely choppy. But I think Mayfield's hitting it on the head. You have an example in Clemson where they have just not used the transfer portal at all.
Yeah.
And just only done the high school. But I mean, and they beat FSU. And FSU's just been overusing the transfer portal, not building any sort of camaraderie or foundation.
You know what's weird is that people were saying saying the same thing last year when Florida State won, because it's one versus the other, and these are completely opposites going at each other here. Dabo's sticking to the blue, the blue chip. Like, I'm gonna do it the way it's been done for years. Mike Norvell's like, new opportunity, new ways of doing it, new ways of success, and that's what he's done. And they went out there and beat them last year. And then transfer portal this, transfer portal that. What happened? You lost the quarterback you recruited. You didn't transfer in. He recruited. And then you got a quarterback that transferred in to his fourth school. And now look what you got.
Yeah. Do you think he's hurt? Do you think he's actually hurt?
No, not a bit.
I don't think he's hurt. I think they wanted to try Brock Glenn out.
He's out for the season. Right?
DJU?
Yeah.
Out for the season.
I think he's out for the season. I don't know. Joey's here?
You're going to have to send something. You're going to have to send me something there. Joey's here? What are you talking about?
Joey Two Guns.
That's not our Joey. That's different.
I know, but like
this Joey watches a podcast naked every
4 days
week.
ago, I could miss rest of the season.
Yeah. Newsflash: FSU suing UF and UCF for using the name Florida in their names. That's what a girl college would do. A former girl college. I like how Florida's like pretty much equally as shit this year, but I still get to talk shit about FSU.
That game's gonna be.
That game's gonna be the Turd Bowl.
That game might mean more if they were both undefeated.
Yeah.
Because who was at their all? Who
you mean defeated?
Huh?
If they're both defeated,
if they're both undefeated,
they've already lost. What are you talking? Florida State?
Yeah, let's say they're undefeated.
Yeah,
that game would mean a lot, right? Like, oh, you beat us in our best year. But if you're playing your worst years, the team that loses that, they are forever the worst
ever. Yeah, yeah. Remember when you guys were like the worst ever? So looking at the schedule, Florida State's got a couple wins. I could see them. I could see them beating Duke. I could see them beating not Miami. They lose to Miami. North Carolina. Mac Brown retired like right after the James Madison game, and then it was like, nah, I'll come back. They made him retire.
I'll play the rest of the year.
I'll do the rest of the year. So he's on his way. North Carolina doesn't look good. I could see Florida State beating North Carolina. Not beating Notre Dame. You're going to beat Charleston Southern, hopefully. And then you got Florida, and that's kind of a toss-up because we could suck.
Yeah, it's really about who's playing their best ball that day.
Yeah, we could suck.
It's in Doak. It's in the Doak.
I mean, Doak is under construction. It's under construction. It's not the best. Justin, Joey says you're walking the line or chirping well ahead of the game. Yeah, I mean, we're chirping. That's what this podcast is for. We chirp. That's what we do.
I'm not trying to chirp. I mean, I'm just laying out the scene. What's really on the line there, you know?
On the line, it's not going to be a bowl game.
Technically nothing.
Nothing.
But for morale purposes.
What used to be one of the best college football rivalries in the college football heyday. That's what's on the line. The bragging rights. Pure bragging rights. All right, let's see. We gotta cover this Miami game. Also, Ashton Genty runs for another 186 yards on his way to a Heisman campaign. This kid from Boise State, running back from Boise State.
He's got Barry Sanders number. He's doing the same numbers that Barry Sanders did in his Heisman year throughout the first 5 games, but he's doing it with half the carries.
Yeah. He's otherworldly. I'd like to see him go somewhere else next year.
I mean,
yeah.
In all eras, like NIL is going to pay that man.
Right.
He can handpick whatever offensive line he wants.
That's what I'm saying. He's other. I think he's my Heisman front runner right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And I like it.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Nobody. Real quick before we move on though, you got a USB-C charger?
Yeah, I do. It's like go to my room out there. It's in the basket. Like just walk straight ahead. Straight ahead. Florida can score, but the defense is non-existent. Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree with you there. Still seating 50K at Doak. Yeah, I mean, it's Florida State game. It's gonna be a normal rivalry game. You throw the records out when you're playing a rivalry game in college football. Everyone knows that. I mean, look at Auburn, Alabama last year. Numbers didn't mean anything. Stats didn't mean anything. It's who showed up that day, really. But I will say, Florida's offense looks good, especially when Lagway and Mertz are looking competitive against each other. Like when Mertz was doing bad against UCF, Lagway came in and changed the pace a little bit, threw a deep ball, added that dual threat capability, and UCF had, and that's what he brings to the table. So I think they need to keep doing that. I don't like this every third drive we're getting DJ Lagway in type shit. It pisses me off. If you got a guy with a hot hand, you got to give him the hot hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm liking it. I want DJ to get as much touches as possible. That's what we need right now. Like, you need that more than ever. You need as much touches as possible, as much experience, especially if, like, this is the guy that really is your saving grace to get another year in Gainesville, because they're sick of the losing. The only way that your saving grace is we have DJ for another year.
Your camera's fucked for some reason. That's funny. That's okay. Next week, I'll talk to Tim. We'll upgrade and we'll have 2 camera angles.
We're putting together a quality broadcast.
Yeah, we are. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Lagway can, Joey, you're right. Lagway can be something, and Mertz is definitely the better passer. I think Mertz being there is helping Lagway learn to be a better passer. And then I think Lagway being there is helping Mertz learn how to take chances with the deep ball. Like, because if we get ahead a little bit, Mertz is more comfortable throwing the ball a little bit more than those short to medium range passes. And that's when I like to see him. That's what Florida fans want to see. We're used to Danny Warfel. We're used to Chris Leak just airing the ball out, throwing tight spot. Like, if Anthony Richardson, for God's sake, threw a hell of a deep ball.
I couldn't remember Chris Leak's name to save my life of who was the quarterback of the original, like, the 06 championship team.
Yeah. I
was talking to somebody the other day. I couldn't remember to save my life.
Chris Leak was one of my favorite quarterbacks until he had that controversy not too long ago. It's been a while now.
Been a bit.
Yeah, it's been a bit. That was a little concerning. But yeah, so there's your Gator talk, FSU talk, and UCF talk. Once producer Pat was at the UCF game, he was getting wasted. I was texting him. I was like, "What's going on, Pat?" He was like, "Apparently, this poor guy in front of me thinks it's." Yeah, he was saying his logic, which is drunk logic at the time, was this guy in front of me doesn't know how expensive these beers are, so I'm basically rich because I'm so drunk. He's saying I'm so drunk right now, and he's not, so he's poor and I'm rich. And he's a UCF fan in the swamp saying this, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I don't
even know what logic that was.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty sound. They're $16 beers a piece, so, and if you're drinking Miller Lite or whatever, you're gonna have to drink a few of those. That's more money than you want to spend on beer. That's, one of those beers you could get a whole 6-pack at the gas station. Really,
I know. It's like they charge. Oh my gosh, the amount that stadiums charge for beer, it's criminal.
All right, so I'm going down the line here. Just want to make sure. Oh, we got to talk about Miami. We got to talk about Miami at California. This was the College Game Day game of the week. I've had that chant stuck in my head since Pat McAfee was doing it the whole week.
We need a clip of that. Like, we need a clip of that so bad. I'm just gonna go to Pat's page and pull that up. Like,
yeah, put it in the private chat. Yeah, it's like, you tell the world, you tell your story, tell the whole damn world this is Bears territory. Yeah, that was electric.
Fired up, man. I was like, damn, if it was 6 a.m, I was hearing this, man. I'm ready to run.
Yeah. Okay. So, this play right here, this play to go ahead. Someone pointed this out on Twitter. The go ahead. Are you back? All right. This go ahead touchdown right here. Obviously, you got your RPO scheme, right? Quarterback Cam Ward's got his eyes up, reading these defenders, reading maybe Maybe he's reading the safeties. Maybe he's reading the linebackers. But you got Restrepo right here, and you got another wide receiver out wide. Look how deep these offensive linemen get. Right there. Right there. That is 7 yards down. He is blocking the goddamn guy into the fucking end zone. That's an illegal man downfield. Obviously, I like the no call because it's away from the play. It has nothing to do with the play. This guy's on the other side of the field. Let's see if this guy tries to move though. No, he went this way. He didn't even block him. It's not about blocking though. It's a illegal man downfield. You got 2 of them just chilling there. Restrepo is blocking this guy. He's not an illegal man downfield, but 2 of these guys are. To me, I don't know. I don't know if you guys would like to see stuff like that called, but it gets called all the fucking time now, and it doesn't get called here. Also, there was a targeting call that didn't get called. That was
so we didn't
definition targeting.
So we didn't talk about the week prior to last week, but because we didn't do a bye week.
Oh, the Virginia Tech game.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I mean, they made a big time call from New York. Said, "Hey, you call that please right now."
I've changed my mind on that. At first, I thought it was a catch and touchdown, and then by them calling it a touchdown on the field, I don't see how you can overturn that.
Oh wait, so you're disagreeing with the original call?
Yeah.
So you think it was a touchdown?
No. I did think it was a touchdown, and then I changed my mind. I was like, no, I don't think he had possession of the ball at all. Because if he had possession of the ball for a split second and he's in the end zone, that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I don't know. It's a tough call, but in the moment, I don't see how you can overturn that if you call it a touchdown on the field, which they did. I think they did make a call from New York or ACC headquarters.
They said, these are our top dogs. We can't have them going down like this to one of our weak teams.
Yeah, no. I agree. And I think they did the same thing here. I think they did the same damn thing here. For them to come back like the targeting.
I mean, clearly there's some sort of correlation with the ACC and Miami saying like, hey, we're investing in y'all to do good.
Yeah.
I think it's because they want 2 teams like playing really well in the playoffs,
but I mean, what a comeback. 21 points in the fourth quarter. Cam Ward threw the ball 53 times. 35 completions for 437 yards. Mendoza also had a great game. Man, I really need to find this targeting clip. I'm going to pull it up. Yeah, I'm going to pull it up here. This is the example I saw. Okay, below is from the Florida-Texas A&M game when they called the targeting whenever our dude hit him in the ass. Yeah. And above is the Miami game from this past week.
Well, we got to look for an indicator. Let's start with that. We know there's contact to the head and neck area. There is a clear sign. Lowering the head, there's a crouch, there's an up.
Yeah, right. Well, why did it stop? I don't like that.
We got to look for an indicator.
Boom. That is lowering the head, the crown of the helmet, ejecting it into the other guy's head and neck, shoulder area. That is definition targeting. Not targeting. This below lowers head and neck, crown of the helmet into asshole. That is targeting. That is targeting. That is ridiculous. You tell your story. Did you find it?
No, my computer's being so slow because it's like on its last leg.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's so choppy right now.
That's okay. We'll find it.
Did it unplug again? What are you doing?
We'll find it. All right. So Miami coming up. I mean, tough game. They got a bye. Looks like they got a bye. And then on the 19th at 11 a.m., they play Louisville at Louisville. That's a trap game. If you can call it a trap game, they've had 2 trap games and escaped by the hair of their chinny chin chins.
The hair of whoever's making calls up in New York.
Yeah. But, I mean, look at the schedule going forward. Louisville, Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech. Got to take a knee if you're beating Georgia Tech this time. Better take a knee. Georgia Tech game's not going to be easy. And then you end at Syracuse with Kyle McCord just throwing the ball over the goddamn field. Is there a world where Miami goes undefeated and then goes to the former Carrier Dome and loses to Kyle McCord's Syracuse Orange?
Absolutely.
It's a huge possibility.
Absolutely.
Because they're Miami. Now, do they still end up in the ACC championship?
Yes.
Yeah, and they play Clemson.
Yes.
So they don't play Clemson. I think that game, that's the collision course that we're looking to see. But still, Miami could drop a loss here, and then if they beat Clemson, they're in. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. I hate Miami right now. I really hate. Like, I wanted to like them even after they beat Florida.
I think what Miami is to you is what Florida State was to me last year. I wanted no success.
Well, just the way they're winning these games, I don't like it.
How do you think I felt after the Boston College game? That one forever enraged me. Forever. I would never not hold them against it.
There's no one but Clemson. I mean, with how Miami's playing though, they're just not taking these teams seriously all the time. I think it's a possibility that they could drop They could drop the Louisville game. Their next game. They could drop the Louisville game. They could drop the Syracuse game. Maybe Georgia Tech if they don't bring their A game. If they don't bring their A game, obviously. If they bring their A game, Miami's top 10 team. This is Bears territory.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I mean, I liked it a lot.
I need to hear it. I need to hear it.
I mean, I'll find. Okay, maybe. I think the chat wants to hear it too. Bears game day. I mean, it's probably on Twitter.
It's probably on Pat Mac's page. Like Pat Mac posts everything. So I mean, I'd just go straight to his stuff.
Yeah, let's just go here. Obviously, not following Pat McAfee. What on earth are we doing here?
You tell me, boss man.
I mean, there's so much. He posts so much. Could it be, let's see. Are you back in? Let's see. You're not back in.
Where was I?
It's okay. The audio's still good. Audio's still fine.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the audio is still here, I am just a phone call right now, but
college.
MacBook Airs are not made for high-quality streams.
Oh, that's what that is? Yeah. I had one of those for college, for law school. And, yeah. I'll see if this is...
Turn this thing up.
Oh, yeah, this is lit. Here we go. And Marshawn Lynch was there? Yeah. This is it right here. Man, Twitter's so quiet. I hope it's loud. Let me make sure all my shit's up. There we go. We're good.
I'm sorry, it's Kinley. I'll tell you,
Yeah, belt buckle.
everything in my football brain says that Cam Ward is averaging like
beautiful.
385
This is Lee
yards
Corso
a game. He's
2.0.
got 20 touchdowns. They got 5 wide
Marshawn's about
receivers
to beat him up
averaging
if he
more
doesn't
than
pick
40
Cal.
yards a game. Davey Martinez, a running back, they're up over 200 yards a game rushing.
Hit him.
They just bounced back from the Virginia Tech game. Was that a wake-up call? Maybe they played their best game ever. I don't care. You know it. You tell the story. You tell the whole damn world this is bad territory. I'm caught up in it. I'm caught up in the moment.
I mean, man.
Show love to the home team.
Oh,
It
this
might
is
be the
amazing.
end. Show love to the home team. It might be Marshawn. It might be Aaron Rodgers. Give me
He was hitting them, yes, Lord.
to beat Miami.
He was hitting them, yes, Lord.
Here in Berkeley, something I
Oh,
never thought
man.
I'd say in my
That was-
entire
And he was so
life.
close to being right. So close.
I mean, I think
out here to get down with
he
the
was
get
right,
down.
yeah.
And you know I'm rocking with the home team.
You know I'm
It's
rocking with a home team.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
First time.
Marshawn, we may disagree on our pick today, but I'm telling
All right, yeah. Also, Nick Saban, great addition to College Game Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been wonderful. I mean, I think you're getting some real deal content out of him. what Corso was, Nick Saban can be now. And he's getting more personality week by week. I mean, whenever Miss Terry was the guest picker on game day, oh, man. I mean, T-Town had their king and queen right in front of them, man.
Boom.
Like, they were loving it. Like, that was a great time. I think overall that was a great weekend for Bama. And then 7 days later, a horrible 180.
It happens.
It
happens, dude. You know, things turn around.
That is how romantic college football is.
I mean, Vandy's fucking turn. Anyway, Tuesday marked, 57 days straight of football on. So, wives who may come across this, I apologize. Girlfriends, girls who go on potential dates with men who like football.
Yep.
This is not your time.
You know, so, I mean, straight up loud and clear. I mean, Saturdays in the fall, I've always gone to football. And, you know, I've always said I'll never have a fall wedding. And, you know, a former host of this show had a freaking fall wedding.
Yeah, he did. I had a friend who had a wedding on rivalry weekend.
That's right.
Yeah. It's not a smart idea.
Peace be with you. I wish you many years of love and happiness as long as you get married in the spring.
Y'all seen the Project Rudy going on? No, what's that? Do you know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about.
No.
No, I also haven't seen the Aaron Hernandez FX documentary. I just saw a clip of Gronk.
Yeah, so that Aaron Hernandez stuff is actually A1, man. Like,
really is good.
I mean, so okay, just like the story's cool, but the characters are genuinely hilarious. Like who they have portraying, like whenever you see like Cam Newton walk in, you'll bust out laughing. When you see Urban Meyer, you're going to bust.
Oh no way, dude. That's funny.
His first few words, he sounds Italian. I'm like, where did he get an accent? And then you got guys like Tebow. Oh my god, when I saw Tebow for the first time, I rolled. I was laughing my butt off.
It's on FX.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it.
And honestly, I mean, I like the story and everything. It's cool.
It's just first episode came out? Was that it?
No, they're like tonight was like episode 5.
Okay, yeah. Straight killers, that Florida Gator team.
Yeah, man, and they go pretty good detail on all the stuff, man, and I think they do show some good behind the scenes of like what it's really like to be like college football like star back in the day and what they did, but the actors of who they have portraying these guys and just knowing who they are genuinely hilarious. Like the laptop thing
with Cam, yeah.
The way they just did it, he just throws the laptop out the window.
They include that in there. All right, no more spoilers. That's too good.
I mean, that was just a side piece because he's not the main character, but
right, yeah. But it's so good that they added that in there.
No, the details are actually kind of fire. Now, but you will laugh at who's portraying these guys. Once you can look past that, I think it's actually pretty solid stuff.
All right. We'll check FX.
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. All right, we'll check. I mean, I know what I'm watching tonight. Then, all right. So moving on, Week 7, 57 days straight or whatever of football in general. We had game Tuesday. Liberty goes into overtime against FIU. Wins. Let me get my traditional button here.
Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, don't really care. New Mexico State, Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State clobbered them, dude. 54-13. Wow.
They put up so many points on them.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, Coastal Carolina at James Madison. I probably got James Madison winning that game. Not betting it or anything like that. Or maybe I will. Who fucking cares? We'll see. Let's see what's going on here. Coastal Carolina, ever since Grayson McCall left, dropped off. Coincidentally, Grayson McCall also dropped himself off at the hospital last week when we were gone. That was bad. He got like stretchered out of the NC State game.
That's right.
Yeah. So prayers up for the Mullet King there. Yeah, -9.5 favorites with JMU. I like it. I don't know if I'd bet that. I mean, I like this game. I like both teams. I don't know. I'm staying away from not one of the highlights of this week, but we'll see. Friday night, 3 games, another 3-game matchup. Do Do you do do you just do a Thursday night parlay and a Friday night parlay for the fun of it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, you call that, so you like throw down $10 on like 2-3 games to get you like $55-$60. That's parlay money for Saturday.
That's it. Yeah, that all goes to Saturday. That's how I like
my
to
Friday
do it.
night was with Michigan State Syracuse covering and winning. I was like, all right. I turned $10 into 55, so that's parlay money, baby. Let's go.
It happens. Just didn't happen for me this week. All right. Northwestern goes to Maryland. Yeah. I mean, another one.
Who cares?
I mean, we got a new guy in the show. So Robert Mayfield, I don't know who your team is, but shout your team out in the chat. We'll shout you out. You've been pretty active on the chat today. Thanks. UNLV coming off that tough loss against Syracuse, going to Utah State. I think they tried to make a statement here for the rest of, because like they're on a collision course for Boise State and Ashton Genty. That'll be a fun game to watch a few weeks from now. But they are 18.5 favorites over Utah State. That's a lot of points. There's a lot of points to cover. I'd stay away from it. I'm not doing anything with it.
Yeah. I gotta get my locks out. Hold on. But yeah, no, that's a weird one.
Haj Malik Williams is their guy after their quarterback was like, y'all aren't gonna pay me my money. But they haven't dropped off. They haven't dropped off bad at all, to be honest.
Well, I do know for sure, like they're gonna still play some good ball. Like I think they're still gonna play good ball. Like I like them.
Yeah. Utah at Arizona State closing out 9:30 p.m. slot here in the Central Time Zone, God's time. Hotty toddy. Oh man. You got Ole Miss fans in the house. We're gonna steal your coach. The Gators are stealing your head coach.
I don't think that happens.
Lane Kiffin is coming to Florida. Lane Kiffin is coming to Florida.
Oh my God, Rob, I'm really getting into this. Why would he come to Florida? Why would he come to the shitstorm that is Florida right now?
Because he wants to win a national championship. And he can't do that at Ole Miss.
He can.
He cannot.
He can.
He cannot.
He can this year.
When's the last time Ole Miss even went to a national championship?
That's never happened.
Ever. That's what I'm saying. They can't do it. All right, moving on. We'll talk more about that later. I don't know. We might have just made Robert mad, but we'll see. I don't know. Ole Miss fans don't like. He doesn't like being at Ole Miss for some reason. He's always talking shit. Lane Kiffin's always talking shit about Ole Miss.
Talk shit about everybody.
Yeah, he does. He does talk shit about everybody.
Except Nick Saban. Yeah. That's the one guy he won't.
What you don't do. That's what you don't do. Utah Utes are probably going to win this game. -4 points. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm staying away from this one too. But if I had to, gun to my head, bet it, I'd say, yeah, Utah with the points. I'd say Utah with the points. You tell the whole damn world this is Bears territory. It's been in my head all fucking week, dude.
I'm like,
know it.
But who would have thought that Cal would give us a moment like that for college football?
Yeah, I know.
One, kid hits the $100,000 field goal kick.
Yeah, second try.
And Vans.
Yeah.
Busted up 2-year-old Vans.
Well, he's a soccer player. They should be able to hit that.
No. And Vans like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. All right. Starting off strong, 11 a.m., Alabama. Trying to bounce back off that tough loss against Vandy. Host the South Carolina Gamecocks. We're drinking chicken cock tonight.
We are.
Well, we had one. For any officers that may watch this later. Justin. Justin got pulled over. Narrowly escaped. No, you're good. They let you go. Oh, man. -21.
Yeah.
Really, guys? Really, Vegas?
Yeah.
After that, do they get right? 21 points against a South Carolina team? I like South Carolina.
That's the best defensive line in the country.
That's what I'm saying. And Jalen Milroe under pressure constantly all game. I like South Carolina with the points there.
Yeah.
21. I'd go ahead and bet that. I bet the money would move away from Alabama. I think the money moves towards South Carolina on this one. The more closer to the game we get. I think you might get a 17.5 spread on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe. I might be wrong. Might move away. But I like South Carolina with the 21, not locking it in. Because I could also see Bama going we got to get our shit fucking together.
Yeah, no, this is a game I won't personally touch. Don't like it. It's going to be weird. I mean, South Carolina's playing some of the best ball they've played ever. So, but yeah.
It is a cool 69 degrees. You're in?
No.
You're in? It is a cool 69 degrees at 11 a.m. in Bryant-Denny. A perfect day for a South Carolina upset over Alabama, if you ask me. But I think Alabama gets away with a win.
I don't see that happening.
No, I think Alabama gets away with a win.
Gets away?
Gets away with a win, yeah.
That's a bold statement.
They get away with a win.
Getting away sounds like they don't deserve it.
I think, no, they're going to deserve it. It's going to be a hard fought. It's going to be closer than the experts think. As to quote old Lee Corso, it's going to be closer than the experts think, I think. Joey says Bama's going to cover. That's what I'm saying. They could. That's why I'm not locking it in. They could cover. They could totally cover. But they could also have Jalen Milroe get sacked 4 times in the first half with this South Carolina. Okay, so for instance, when they played South Florida and those 2 offensive linemen weren't playing.
Yeah.
And it was like not even a touchdown game going into the fourth quarter. And then they came in and they started blowing them out. If one of those guys goes down, South Carolina is going to wreak havoc in the backfield.
Especially if that one guy came in and got like however many penalties that one drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If he comes in, yeah. South Carolina's got a great D-line. There's no way any team from Florida could piss me off over the next 2 years. New era, boys. I mean, if Florida steals your coach in Lane Kiffin, you're not going to be mad?
I don't see it.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. Clemson, after beating Florida State at Doak Campbell Stadium, goes to Wake Forest. Wake Forest putting some quarterbacks on stretchers. They put Grayson McCall on a stretcher a couple weeks ago. Clemson's favorite. Minus 20 points.
Yeah.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
I gotta get my locks up. What do you think about this game? Do you think
I mean, Clemson's going to win, but 20 points is weird to me.
20 points is a lot of points. Some people say too many points. I say it's too many points.
Too many points.
Too many points.
Too many points.
All right, I got mine. I'm going to go ahead and read them off because he's not here this week. Joey's locks for the week. Ohio State minus 3.5 against Oregon. Vandy plus 14.5 against Kentucky. Iowa minus 2.5. I guess see who they play. I don't remember who they play. UNLV minus 18.5. So he is taking that minus 18.5 with UNLV on Friday night against Utah State.
So they're having back-to-back Friday night games.
Yeah. And then his dumbass is taking Tennessee against Florida, minus 16.5.
All right, buddy.
All right.
You know, I did take Florida
We
State.
try to be nice to him.
Right.
And he wants to take Tennessee, minus 16.5.
For how hard I was on FSU this last year and then what they are this year, I've been quite respectful.
I think it's bullshit. Frankly, sir, I think that's bullshit. On a week when FSU's not even playing.
I was playing Washington, by the way.
You were playing what?
I was playing Washington.
I was playing Washington? Ooh.
That's a big ooh.
I don't like that. I don't like that lock.
That's a big ooh.
I would go with Washington. But who knows? I lost money last week.
Big ooh.
All right.
I don't know, but Georgia Tech minus 5 versus North Carolina.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into it then. Missouri, for some reason, we'll just go with the 11 a.m. slate here. Missouri going to Massachusetts. Who the fuck set that up?
In the middle of the season. Middle of season, week 7, you're going to UMass?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't get it. Big Worm getting his emotions played with. Yeah, that's funny. All right. We're gonna do this. We're going to read it because we're nice. And there's Robert Mayfield says, and there's no way that he's leaving a school where he has complete control and as much money as Florida to go to a school that wants to fire a coach after losing 4 games. You could be right, but he is not going to win a national championship at Ole Miss. It just doesn't happen. If you put Lane Kiffin in the state of Florida with his recruiting ability, that's a whole new animal.
But here's the thing. You got a guy who is what, year 5? Year 6? I don't know. What's he at?
Lane Kiffin?
Yeah.
At Ole Miss?
Yeah.
He's been there a while, yeah. Yeah.
6, right?
Yeah.
You got him there for that many years, and you want to hit the reset button to go down the road in the same conference? Why?
He fits the bill for Florida. Lane Kiffin fits the
What is the bill?
the attitude.
We haven't been able to find the bill in the past 4 coaches.
That's because everyone else, like, besides Dan Mullen, I love Dan Mullen. I don't think we should have fired. I'm still a Dan Mullen fan. Oh, nice. You're back. Look at that.
Man?
Yeah, look at that. We're back.
Am I on my camera?
Yeah. I understand it's a 12-team playoff. I understand all that. I mean, yeah, he could make it to the playoff. Hell, UNLV had a chance of making it to the playoff until they lost to Syracuse last Friday night.
Yeah.
So like, you can make it to the playoff. Doesn't mean you're ever going to make it to the national championship.
I mean, all I know is that LSU Ole Miss this week is basically an elimination game.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's oh my God, I'm back. It's basically an elimination game. You know, like that. This game's huge. I mean, one, going with my guy Trevor and Casey, heading up there. Trev's a huge LSU guy. I'm amped because Death Valley at night has been one of the most anticipated.
This is the first time in Death Valley?
Yeah, first time in Death Valley. Getting to go there at night. Dude, I mean, I'm going to have a day. I'm going to have a fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be good weather, too. Like, I don't know what I'm wearing yet, but I'm
No hurricanes. No hurricanes we got to worry about.
No, not yet.
Great weather.
Yeah, no, I mean, the weather looks great. Death Valley at night against Ole Miss. We could ask for a better situation right there, man.
That's good shit. Okay, so let's talk about this Iowa game. Let's talk about Joey's lock here. He's got Iowa at Iowa, -2.5.
Wait, are they saying that Tampa Bay lost its roof? Oh, my fucking God.
Are you talking about Hurricane Milton shit?
They have evacuees in there.
Yeah. Tampa Bay, like Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium?
No, the Rays.
The Rays?
Their dome is off. Like, I'm talking Trop.
Oh, so breaking new Tropicana Fields roof just. Where is that at?
On Mike's weather page.
Mike's weather page? On what? Can you send
Instagram,
that?
But
Instagram?
they have evacuees in there.
Whoa. We got to go to Instagram real quick. We got breaking news here.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we are filming this as Category 3 Hurricane Milton is making landfall in Tampa Bay. It's made landfall in Sarasota, but for it to cause that much damage in Tampa Bay, man, that's pretty wild. Here we go.
Now, this is that's crazy stuff.
Mike's weather page. Share this tab instead. Oh, wow. Yeah, dude, that thing is gone. Looks like it wasn't much.
No. I mean that thing's been through so much, but the Trop has lost its roof.
In other sports news, Trop's losses. Well, good thing they're not in the playoffs.
Dude, but there's people that are staged. That's a shelter.
Yeah, they're going to have to move out of the way. I mean, the worst is over for them. It's moved on past Orlando now, probably.
Trop back in July.
Maybe they get a new roof.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I mean, that stadium's been bad for a while, anyways.
And a roof going.
I mean, I'm stressing about this storm. Girlfriend's family's down there, they stayed down there. So, it's been a stressful week. In my own, that's just crazy to even think.
That's pretty crazy. Robert Mayfield says, bring a poncho, you'll probably get vomited on. No kidding. My GF got puked on twice in Death Valley. Are you going to be going for LSU or Ole Miss?
LSU.
Here? You're going to pull for LSU here?
Absolutely.
All right, here. I'd pull for Ole Miss. I hate LSU. That's for damn sure. All right. I think Washington wins this game. I would take Washington with the points. Not going to do it, but if I was betting this game, I think I would take Washington after that big win against Michigan. Even though Michigan still was trying to figure out their quarterback situation, they were like, okay, Orgy can't throw the ball. We're going to put in this other guy. I forgot his name. And he throws 2 picks, 2 interceptions. Washington, comes back, wins the game. I think 23-17. So I don't know. Joey might be a genius here. Joey might be right, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Joey, you're a genius.
Iowa's not bad. I'm staying away. I'm not betting it. I don't know why you would lock this after Washington comes off a win like that. Maybe that's why you lock it, because they're not going to have 2 in a row. But I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Staying away. Moving on. Any other 11 at Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, or not Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, North Carolina. Meh. UAB at Army. This is a big spread. I saw this spread on our pick'em earlier this week. Minus 26 and minus 26 points now for Army. 5-0 Army. They could cover that.
Actually, fuck it. Give me that lock.
Oh, you want to lock Army in?
Man, I'm riding Army. I'm riding Army Navy. Like until this fails, I'm riding Army Navy being run of the table.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Chat. Let me know if you heard that lock. We're trying to make sure the audio is good and everything here. Yeah. So big time Army lock might be the first Army lock in the history of the show, not Army Navy game. Yeah.
Clap it up. What a day.
I thought this was America.
I don't know if you heard that. I thought this was America. Soundbite.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it.
I like it.
I'm not gonna do it.
That's my first lock. That's my first one.
Yeah. Here's my first lock. Right here. Penn State going to the Coliseum to face the Trojans. The Trojans have been hot garbage. I like Penn State to cover. I had it at 5.5 earlier. It's at 4.5. I like it even better. I'm locking in Penn State to go into the Coliseum and beat the U.S. What do you think about that?
Reminds you of the Rose Bowl.
It's not going to be the Rose Bowl. It's going to be way more. It's going to be way lower scoring than that Rose Bowl game.
That was a great game.
That was one of the classic Rose Bowl games of all time. Ultimate good uniform game.
Really, Rose Bowl, I think when it comes to consistency of good bowl games, the Rose Bowl's the best one.
Look at this.
Christian McCaffrey against Iowa.
Yeah.
Ohio State versus Utah. I mean, dude, the Rose Bowl's put on something.
There was an Oregon-Wisconsin game there. I think Russell Wilson was the quarterback.
That was a stud of a game.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I think when it comes to a bowl game that has the best games, it's the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm very sad that Florida has never gotten to play in the Rose Bowl, never got an opportunity to go out there to see that happen or even watch it happen. The fan predictor on ESPN here has USC 51% to Penn State's 48%. Hey, people are taking a chance. People are taking a chance there. No, I think Penn State gets the win. Do you think Penn State gets the win here?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Nice.
Not locking it, but I'll go with you.
Nice. All right. Let me just scroll down these games real quick. Yeah. Okay, so we can cover this now. It's in the same time slot. The Red River rivalry, baby. That's this week. Number 1 Texas playing Oklahoma at the State Fair. This is classic rivalry, classic college football here. Texas opens up minus 14.5. Well, maybe not open up. It's Wednesday night, but minus 14.5 point favorites. Over under is 50.5. You know what I love to do in Red River rivalry, baby? It's the Red River shootout.
Take it over.
We take the overs on Red River rivalry, baby. That's what we're gonna do. Oh man, I don't want to lock it in. You know what? Yeah, I got one. I'll lock it in too. You want to lock it in?
I'm locking it in.
Let's lock in the rivalry overs. Lock it in overs. Suck it, Joey. Why didn't you make that one of your locks, idiot? Okay, no, we actually have to break this game down here. Okay, so Oklahoma to me has not looked impressive. They looked kind of impressive against Tennessee, but now that doesn't even look as good after Tennessee flubbed it against Arkansas. Oklahoma did not look good last week against Auburn at all. Auburn could have won that game in the fourth quarter at a certain point. Texas consistently looks good. They haven't played, and I mean they played Michigan. That was their biggest game so far, and that turns out to be not the Michigan we thought they were. Woo!
Best.
Thank you. All right. Texas is winning this game. Maybe it's a rivalry game.
That's the thing that's
That's the
weird
thing.
is that when Texas is good, this is the game that bites them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's. I think it's going to be
Like Caleb Williams' debut, that was the game that bit.
right. Yeah, but they don't have a Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams issue now. They do have a quarterback issue, but neither of them are Caleb Williams. And Texas has a quarterback issue, and it's that they have two good quarterbacks. Does Quentin Ewers come back? Even if Quentin Ewers doesn't come back, I still think Arch is enough to win this game.
Oh, Quinn's playing.
He's got to play.
Quinn's not missing this.
He's been out for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they said he's coming back for this game.
I think maybe they just knew they had Arch. Arch was like good enough to carry them to this game.
They knew they were chilling. And
Yeah.
it's like we're not going to force our Heisman candidate quarterback
Yeah.
to play.
But he's been out for 3 weeks. Is he out of the groove? Maybe we see Arch come in to kind of get him back in the groove a little bit. I think the overall question is, do they cover the 14.5 points? And I think they do.
You think they cover? I don't know.
I think they do.
If I'm going to look up the history of the Red River game, I don't remember the last time that this game has been won by more than 14 points.
I mean, there are I've seen blowouts in this game's history for sure.
Well, last year.
Last year, Oklahoma won.
Do you remember the score?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was like 40-something to 3.
No, it wasn't. Oklahoma won last year.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, was it? But like Texas came in the favorite of the game.
And they
Yeah.
blew them out.
And they blew them out. Yeah, that's true.
Hold on. I'm pulling up the history.
Pulling up last year's.
Just pulling up the history of the game.
Well, say last year's score whenever you get it.
Largest victory is 65-13. That was in 2003. Yeah, we're getting there. Wikipedia's trash, man. I'll say that. I'll always say that. Here we go. Getting there. Scroll. Last year was 30. Oh, wait, no. Last year was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Oh, okay. No, I think in 2022, Texas beat them 49-0.
Yeah.
And then last year, 34-3. Or 34-30 was the score.
Yeah.
So one score. So dating back to, if we don't count 2022, the last time this game was won by more than 2 scores was 2013, where Texas won by 13 points. All the games other than the 2022 blowout by Texas, so the last 9 of 10 games were 1 score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. Texas is on a track for the Natty, and it could be a trap game. And Oklahoma has something to prove. I could see it being a one-score game. I just think that Texas is, man, this is where I get in trouble because it's like they are the better football team. They on paper and off paper, like on the field, off the field, they are the better football team. But it's a rivalry game. I'm going to stick with my gut here on this one and say that Texas does end up I think they win by maybe 2 touchdowns. Maybe they don't cover the 14.5, but I'm locking the over. I think it'll be a good scoring
I lock
game.
the over, but I'm not locking in Texas covering.
And we lock the over in for fun. We lock it in for fun because Oklahoma has not been scoring.
Because you root for offense. You don't root for defense.
Yeah,
What
but
are you doing?
okay, Oklahoma scored. Okay, they scored 34 against Tulane, big whoop. They scored 15 against Tennessee, 21 against Tulane, or against Auburn. Not a huge scoring team, Not too much of an explosive offense, but they do have if the defense keeps them in the game, then they keep them in the game. I just see Texas's offense being too explosive for Oklahoma to handle. Moving on, Notre Dame, Stanford. Notre Dame gets that win to me. Not one of my locks. You want to just go down the games with the lock because we're running on hour and a half now.
Man, I'll go 3 hours. I don't care.
All right, whatever. I mean, we got 20 people in here watching, so hop in the chat. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, dude, just came in. LSU Ole Miss, they're giving out wristbands. It'll be a light show game, too.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm juiced up for this game, man. I am so juiced up I'm going to this game.
That's pretty sick.
I'm going to live my best life Saturday. I mean, I'm telling it right now. It's going to be a great time.
I want to go to a Death Valley night game super bad, too, so that's pretty good.
But whenever we said we're going to this game, we're like, please be night game. Please be night game. Please be night game. Night game.
And it's a good team. Like, Ole Miss is good. LSU is good. So it's going to be a great game to go to. Yeah. It's good. Good game to go to.
I think, like, last year was a shootout. It was like 55-49, man.
I think it'll probably be similar, dude. It'll probably be a nice little shootout.
LSU's offense is getting a little weird. They haven't really... Yeah. They don't have the offense they did last year, that's for sure. But.
Yeah. I mean, Ole Miss... Jackson Dart's been... He's been, like... I don't know what to think of him. Some games he's looking good. Some games I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are we doing here? I think Jackson Dart was a Florida commit originally, and then Billy Napier got there, and he left, or he chose not to come. I think Dan Mullen had him coming to Florida. I can't remember. It was either him or the other Ole Miss quarterback before him. I can't remember. But regardless, Ole Miss's offense has the capability to be explosive. LSU, not as much, but they can hang with Ole Miss. It's going to be a good game. Yeah. And I mean, since we're talking about
they're celebrating 100 years of Tiger Stadium.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, it's a top 10 matchup, man.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I mean, it's a top 10 matchup. I mean, I'm putting a lock on this game because I'm going to the game. Like, you can't not put a lock on a game that you're going to.
LSU underdogs in Death Valley at night. That's never a good sign for the away team. Man, yeah, take it away, Justin. You're going to this game.
The first time that these two meet as top 10 teams since 1962. So 1962. It's a light game. I mean, it's a night game. We're going to have light up wristbands. Got a top 10 matchup. This game last year was an absolute banger. Jaden Daniels put on a show. I think it was 55-49 or 56-49, something of that escort, where you were basically putting up 100 points in that game, which is literally crazy. I mean, this overall, Lane Kiffin, the way that he's been talking, like the way that he's been on social media about LSU, it's hilarious. I mean, he likes to troll them. I'm excited. It's going to be a great game. We're not. If this was LSU last year, I think they blow them out the water. But I think Jackson Dart's going to get ran through this year.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh. What's the lock?
I'm going to have to go. Give me LSU with the points, locking it in.
Minus or plus 3.5 here. Not a bad lock. I don't hate it. I'm rooting for Ole Miss. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I just hate LSU. Why? Hate them. Why? The shoe game. The shoe game and other games.
Hey, Quincy Wilson. Don't hate LSU.
No, Marco Wilson. I think.
Wait, was it not Quincy?
This is Marco Wilson.
Was it Marco or Quincy?
It was Marco. Quincy
was a
good guy.
He was a great guy.
He was a great guy. Played receiver and D-back. So, like, Quincy's a great guy.
No, it was Marco.
Marco.
It was Marco.
Never even said sorry about it.
Oh, God, no.
He was like, no, why would I apologize? Like, oh, no reason. No reason. You just cost us the game.
I don't know. I think I hate Jimbo Fisher more for that year than anything else. But, yeah.
It's the shoe curse.
Crazy.
The shoe curse. Yeah, I mean, don't like him either. Whatever. 2020 Gators could have been good. Could have been good. We're good. All right. Moving forward.
I'll go ahead and get one of my locks out the way.
Yeah.
Since they're 5-0 against the spread and they're my team, take me to the promised land. Marshall minus 1.5 for Southern. Going to Georgia Southern. They're going to play some great ball. I'm loving the way that Braylon Braxton looked last week. I'm heading over to Huntington next week. I'll be locking that game in too, of course. We're going to have to do an early week pod if I want to be doing the pod next week, by the way. But I'm liking this game a lot. I mean, right now, Georgia Southern's favored. Quarterback's pretty good for them. French, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. He's kind of a stud. But Marshall's just got a lot of guys in their backfield that are going to run the ball all over you, and Braylon Braxton's one of them. So.
J.C. French, he's also a ginger.
Hey.
Yeah. We're good. We're good people. I mean, you are our trusty, dusty Marshall expert
Now,
here.
how can you not like? They're 5-0 against the spread.
Yep. So looks
Dang.
like 1-0.
It won't let you down.
1-0 in conference play here.
Dang it.
Georgia Southern's 1-0 against in conference play. So is Coastal Carolina. Yeah. I mean, set the tone. Set the tone for the year. You're still early in the season, baby.
I mean, look, this team's good. I mean, we had an App State win last week, and we blew them out, put 50 up on them boys. And we always love an App State win.
I didn't get to watch that game. I had my eyes on it like early in the week, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it, and I didn't end up not watching that.
Hey, there's 2 teams that Marshall will always hate, and it's any team with the Mountaineers that comes from Morgantown, them dumb fucks that go up here. Because this is how you look at it. This is the state of West Virginia. Huntington's here. WVU's here. That's all I got to say to that one. And then App State. We don't like App State, that's for sure.
Do you know what happened to North Carolina last week? Like the state of Boone, North Carolina.
Oh,
and you're just like, fuck you guys.
I don't like App State, man. Like this has nothing to do with Helene walking through there. Now,
did Boone, North Carolina get flooded? Is App State gone? Because
I know
good.
Sewanee did. Like that they got pretty messed up pretty bad. Like they got messed up pretty badly. But I mean, I'm gonna keep my same energy towards App State. That ain't changing.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Ain't changing. But I mean, I hurricane relief rolling through there. I mean, one, it's gonna be talked about for Tampa next week. It's been talked about for Helene this whole time as well. But yeah, I mean, that's tragic stuff. Of course, we haven't got to talk about that either.
Did we even talk about the Gators beating UCF? I guess we did talk about the Gators beating UCF.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, that's fine. So they play, UCF plays Cincinnati this week. They got Cincinnati coming to the bounce house. They're -3 favorites. I'm staying away from it. UCF's looking like hot garbage these last 2 weeks against Florida and against Colorado. Cincinnati, I'm unsure about, not going to lie.
I don't know. I mean, I bet on one time. They got me a lock, so I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah, they did. They beat me in a lock one. I think it might have been Houston. I think early on, I fucked myself. So, yeah, I'm staying away from this one. I think Cincinnati could get the win. UCF's just not looking good.
So what do we have? I have over Texas, Oklahoma, Marshall lock. I joined you on
You did the LSU Ole Miss.
That's what it was, yeah.
The over on the Red River, and then Marshall. The 2 more.
Oh,
and
wait, I did Army too.
Yeah, you did do Army, so you got one more. You got one more. I did the over on the Red River with you. I did Penn State, and I'll throw one out now because we're on it. BYU and the Cougars are undefeated. The Soakers are soaking. The Mormons are soaked. They're bringing Wildcats into their domain. And you know what cats don't like? Wet things. And they are soaking. They are soaking fucking wet. BYU, -4.5. I'm locking them in against the wet. They're getting soaked this week. Noah Fafita, not anything without Jed. Was it Jed? No.
Jed, yeah.
Yeah, Jed Fish. Yeah. So they're doing bad. They're doing bad. BYU doing good. 4 points is not enough.
Especially in by BYU. BYU is a sneaky place. Like it's that's a tough place to play.
They get freaking loud. They get freaking loud.
I literally look at them as the Penn State.
Frick.
I look at them as the Penn State of West, man. They really are. I mean, I would take this lock, but I don't want it.
You only got one more to.
Yeah, but I mean, also you got to bring up this game as well. Cal, they lost last week, but damn, Pitt, they're 5-0. Sneaky little cats we got going on.
Sneaky Pitt.
We got some cats that are sneaking around, being 5-0.
Yep. Yeah, Pitt -3. I mean, I like him after seeing Cal completely self-destruct in the fourth quarter against Miami. Like, You got to hold that win.
I mean, Cal's 2 losses are Florida State.
And that bad loss to Miami, yeah.
Both 1 scores.
Yeah. I don't like it. I do like Pitt in this game. Pitt has the ability to put up points. They have the ability to put up points. 5-0, sneaky. You were right. You're right. They are sneaking up there in the ACC. All right. Mississippi State, Georgia. This spread, I had this in my pick'em.
Mississippi State's going to cover.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State's going to cover as well. I did lock this in my pick'em. I'm not locking it in anymore. Because fuck Joey. That's why. Because I have a lock instead, and I did the Red River Shootout instead, so that's fine. Yeah, I think Mississippi State covers. I locked this in my pick'em. I can't lock it now because I'm about to spin them all. So I like that.
I think Mississippi State covers this game.
Yeah, with 33.5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we were talking about, and also the spread was about the same. I think it was like 32.5 against Texas, and they ended up still covering that against Texas. I think Texas's offense puts up more points than Georgia does. That's my logic here going into this. So I would go with there. But Georgia is definitely trying to get right. They're trying to get back right. So we'll see what happens there.
I didn't even know Robert Mayfield told us good night.
I know. Sad to see him go. Thank you for joining.
We'll see him again.
right before we picked the Ole Miss game too. I think he didn't stick around for the Ole Miss game. Oh well.
He probably thinks it's bad juju.
That's fine. It is late. It is late out here.
I mean, yeah,
We're going. That's
we're
fine.
Sitting at a smooth 11:43.
Speaking of nighttime in Nayland.
That's a tough place to play.
It is a tough place to play, especially at night. Especially after Tennessee used their trap game loss against Arkansas last week.
Especially in October.
Tennessee's going to win this game.
They have this marked up. Heupel's not going to go 0-2 versus Florida. He's not going to go back-to-back losses with them.
No.
I mean, they're getting back in shape. I mean, you're going to see the Alabama game. That's going to be crazy. But nighttime in Nayland, man, it's one-of-a-kind stuff to play. I mean, they get loud. It's good stuff.
I think Florida's offense keeps up, though.
Yeah.
I think Florida's physical enough to keep up. I think Tennessee wins. I'm locking in Florida.
Here's how I feel about this game. I think this game is going to be Tennessee. Tennessee's going to receive the ball first.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go down and score a touchdown. And if Florida goes 3 and out, I think Tennessee puts up another touchdown, and that's where things get.
That's how. Then they start losing confidence. They're like, "Oh, we fucked with them on the wrong week."
So if Florida doesn't come out first drive making money,
yeah,
it's going to get bad.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say I like Florida with the points, the 15.5. But what I like even more is the over in this game as well. I think Florida's defense is garbage. They've been garbage all year, especially against the run. Now they did have some good stops against UCF last week. All credit to them, but you let Mississippi State score what was it, like 28 points or something against you? Yeah, I mean, with Nico and Tennessee's potent offense, Heupel's potent offense, I don't know what they were doing against Oklahoma. I don't know what they were doing against Arkansas where they scored only 14 points. I think they have a get-right game for their offense. I think Florida has a good offensive game as well. I'm locking in the over in this. I think Florida also is going to cover the spread of 15.5.
You think they do?
I think they cover that spread. Yeah, I think it might be a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, 15 is one of those odds you don't touch.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why I'm like the over at 55.5. I like that. Both teams score 30 points. You're good. Maybe, 27, 30 game.
Florida's going to put up 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that happening.
Yeah, I can see that. That's why I like it. And I got to have something on this game. It's a rivalry game. I mean, even in Florida's bad years, they always find a way to beat Tennessee. I don't think that this is one of those years. I think Tennessee's too good. So that's a lock for me. Go Gators, beat Tennessee. Don't care if it's nighttime in Nayland. It's going to be a great atmosphere either way.
Is game day's going to Ohio State, Oregon, right?
They got to. I mean, there's a few. Okay, here I have another lock. Do you have another lock? Or are you going with that one?
I was going to be doing that one.
Okay. So my other lock, I mentioned it earlier in the show. Vanderbilt coming off that big win against Alabama. They are underdogs. It was minus 14 today. Bitch, is this 13.5 now?
Yeah, literally, like when we
Fuck.
started this pod, it was 14.5, right?
Yeah, it was 14.5 when we started this podcast. Vegas is adjusting. The money's moving towards Vanderbilt, so I like it. I locked it in my pick 'em at 14.5. I'm going to stay with 14.5, and I think if you want to bitch at me for doing that, that's fine.
You locked it in. I was like, yeah, I like that 14.5. That's what you bet it. Yeah.
I'm locking it in.
I would lock that in too, but I'm saving my lock, of course, for the obvious.
Yeah, there we go. And we'll go ahead and get to that. And next week, I'm moved in. Hopefully, I can put up some of these posters on the walls and stuff. We usually have graphics if you're new to the show. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff to the Swampcast Network. We do good stuff. We do politics and college football. That's it. Yeah. And we have fun. We drink and talk shit. That's what we do. So, next week, back to the graphics. If you take a look at the other episodes, we had graphics for each game, each picks, stuff like that. That's what I like to do. Now, without the dramatic graphics, our game of the week, Ohio State Buckeyes, for the first time in Big Ten history, facing the Oregon Ducks as a Big Ten rival. Oregon Ducks. I tell you, those Oregon Ducks, man, they're going to be quackers. They're quackers.
They're quackers.
I think you're asking Lou Holtz. You're going to sit here and ask Lou Holtz who's going to win this football game. I gotta go with Ohio State. I gotta go with Ohio State.
Lou Holtz, he's a little delusional. He's getting up there in age.
Oh man, this game's a toss up to me right now.
Nah.
I think Ohio State's the better football team.
Oh, absolutely. Ohio State, they're playing good ball. They're playing the way they should be. You're seeing Jeremiah Smith really rolled in there. This team's starting to really play some great ball. Defense is not. Defense really should be the best in the country. Statistically, not all there yet though. But I think Ohio State wins this game, especially if Oregon comes out slow. This is where you're going to see Dan Lanning. He's got to have one of his. This is his biggest game he's ever coached, in my opinion. The Washington game last year was big, but he needs a big win like this.
And he lost that game twice.
Yeah, he lost both times.
He lost them twice. Yeah,
But
it is
also
big.
Ryan Day, this is circled on him because last time they walked into Columbus and said, fuck you.
Yep. So Ohio State gets past this, and then they're looking at Penn State and then an Indiana team that's been pretty nice to bet with this year.
What's the record?
I think they're 4-1. No, 6-0. They are 6-0. So
that's what I was thought. Yeah. They're 6-0 too.
Yeah.
Them Hoosiers.
They were 4-0 against the spread, and then I think they dropped one, so they might be 4-1 against the spread. Look that up for me. But Indiana has been fun to bet with this year. So Ohio State end of schedule. Also, got Michigan obviously, always.
What are we right now? We have Pitt, BYU,
Indiana,
and Indiana, undefeated, and we're in week 7.
Does Penn State play Pitt this year? Because that's sometimes a rivalry game that gets played. Nope, they don't play them. Damn. See, that's what's wrong with college football. That's what I don't like about this conference realignment era in the NIL era. We're losing a lot of these rivalries, but that always happened. That will always happen with the conference realignment, not really NIL. All right. So you got Ohio State winning this game.
Yep.
I got Ohio State winning this game. Joey locked Ohio State in. I'm gonna do the lock sound here. So are you gonna lock in the over? Are you locking in the spread here?
I'm locking Ohio State -3.
Ohio State -3. Dustin locks that in. I like it. The only thing is it's at Oregon. It's a hostile environment.
Indiana is 6-0 versus the spread. So I mean, they're
6-0
Marshall undefeated against the spread. Indiana's undefeated against the spread. I mean, what are you doing? Bet the Hoosiers. They got Nebraska next week. That line's not out yet because it's next week, of course. But
Night game at Oregon. Atmosphere is going to be great.
yeah,
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good game. So this game's going to be going on while you're in Death Valley at LSU. That's going to be fun. I'm going to be sitting my happy ass on the. Actually, I think I might be going to the UWF homecoming game. I might be going to UWF homecoming game this week.
UWF update.
Yeah, UW. Let's do Justin UWF Pensacola hometown UWF update.
I mean,
before we get out of here.
Some of you may know I was the sideline reporter for UWF for an extended amount of time, but
Talking to the mic.
they're not. It's just not there this year, man. It's not there.
Even with Marcus Stokes.
Dude's bro didn't play last week, had a concussion.
Oh man.
But really, in my opinion, not too hot.
And then they got that receiver who was a transfer from Texas A&M.
Raymond's done nothing.
Yeah.
Virgil Lemon's been the best thing about this team. He's got like 2 punt return touchdowns. He's cool. Defense is great. But basically, so you lost to West Dow. If you lose to Delta State, basically playoffs are because you just can't. You basically have to win. You always have to win versus West Dow and Delta. And the Valdosta game's a toss-up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if they win this game, they'll walk into playoffs 7-3 at worst because they're going to walk through the rest of their schedule. Like, that's guaranteed, in my opinion. And even if they lose to Valdosta, they some things have to happen. They can make playoffs. But really, you lose to Delta State, it's over. Because then you got 3 losses. So, yeah, season's over if they don't win Saturday. And I really don't know what Delta is this year. I mean, West Dow came out and surprised them, but Delta, I'm like, I don't know.
You could do a D2 podcast. We'd be like one of very few D2 college football podcasts.
Dude, with how deep I used to know D2 like 2 years ago, good God, I knew more. I kept up with D2 more than I did D1.
I don't have time for that. There's no way. There's too many.
I legitimately though, because being like, I don't know, you work in D2 football.
Yeah.
You know, and like I'm traveling to every game.
You got to know. Yeah,
I was
it's your job.
I mean, I was keeping up with all the scores and everything. But you know, D2 life's brutal because you really don't get score updates for like hours.
It hits you like
you don't get them. Like they don't game started. All right, I'm not getting 4 hours later. Oh, Colorado State Mines did beat Grand Valley. You know, type beat.
Well, good. I mean, good UWF update. I'm probably going to the game. Most likely going to that game. So that'd be fun. I'm an alumni. It's alumni weekend for the fraternity. So I'm gonna go and say hey to some of those guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. We still have 19 people watching live. So like and subscribe to the YouTube if you're watching us on X and Twitter and Twitch. Go over to YouTube, get us to 600. We just got monetized and started getting super chats and stuff like that. So we're back. Sorry for the bye week. I was moving into a new house.
I need that. Send us out on that Pat Matt clip.
Yeah. We're gonna play the Pat McAfee going out on that. But yeah,
this could be a great week. I'm excited to go see. Out of all weeks in this year, this is the best one to sit down on your couch and focus on some football because the slate is unreal this week. You got some banger games, and they're all being played at different times. So this is the week to do it. This is the week to do it. This is the week to enjoy it. And you know what they say.
I'll tell you, everything in my football brain says that Cam Ward is averaging like 300 running back. They're up over 200 yards game rushing. They just bounced back from the Virginia Tech game. Was that a wake-up call? Maybe they played their best game ever. I don't care. You know it.
There we go.
The story. You tell the whole damn world this is fair territory.
There we go. Close it out. Close it out. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good week. Have a good college football weekend. Week 7 in the books.